What up, what up, what up, what up? Slow boxing news week. Slow boxing news week. No, the only fights that I know going on this week is Kazuto Ioka versus Puma Martinez, which it seems that Puma Martinez might be going through some weight issues. I know earlier during the week they said he postponed his media workout because he had some type of fever or something like that. Then he postponed his press conference because he's trying to focus on making weight. So we'll see how the weigh-ins go, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for him at all. With those fights over there in Japan, it's really hard for me to wake up and watch the fights live. So I usually catch those on a replay. But I'm expecting that Kazuto Ioka is gonna pull out the victory this time. Puma Martinez looks to be struggling. You can't be going into this big fight having a fever, so-called, and then you want to skip the press conference because you're focusing on making weight. So I just feel like with everything being what it is, Kazuto Ioka should regain his title. And after that, I would like to see Kazuto Ioka in a unification with Bam Rodriguez. That would be a very big fight. That's one of the biggest fights in the division. Kazuto Ioka is still yet to unify. He's been a champion for so long, 4 division weight champion, and he's never unified. I know the last fight between Puma Martinez was a unification, and he lost that fight. He had a draw with Bam Rodriguez's brother. So with that being said, with the history with Bam's brother and everything like that, I'd like to see Kazuto and Bam in there together. I feel like that's a big fight. Apart from that, January 8th, down under in Australia, you got Jai Opetaia. He's taking on David Nyika for the IBF and the Ring Magazine strap. That should be a good fight, but I'm expecting Jai Opetaia to come through with the victory. I know it's a replacement opponent. I feel like Jai Opetaia is in a mandatory fight every other month. It's like, yo, the IBF can't give this man a break so he could finally unify the titles. When they're not trying to strip him, they're ordering another mandatory. I'm like, yo, I love mandatory, and I like when champions defend and fight their mandatory, because a mandatory fight their way, and however you might feel about it, sometimes with the IBF, you don't know who the hell these guys are that managed to become mandatory. But however you feel about it, they are the mandatory. You should fight your mandatory as a champion. But I also believe that, after you fight a mandatory, you should get a little leeway to try and find out and figure out how to make a unification match, which I don't think the IBF has been giving Jai Opetaia any opportunity. But hopefully after this fight, we'll see what they do, because Sarah or whatever his name is, I don't know if he's gonna still be the mandatory. I don't know if this is just a approved defense by the IBF since the mandatory got injured, and then he's gonna still have to fight that guy. Hopefully not, fingers crossed, and he could just go straight into a unification with Zurdo Ramirez. That's the biggest fight in the division. Or if the WBC can figure out this championship situation that they have an interim champion. They have a champion which they gave Badou Jack back his belt without fighting for it. Badou Jack should have been made to fight, what's his name, Rosicky directly, instead of them just giving him the belt. They should have been stripped Noel and have Badou Jack and Rosicky fight for the belt. But now you have an interim champion in Rosicky. Now you have Badou Jack reinstated as champion, and then now they still have Noel Gavor as champion in recess. Come on, WBC, man. You just causing a bunch of confusion and everything like that. I don't know why you didn't strip Gavor. He caused the fight, his fault, the fight to fall through with Rosicky. 3 different times they tried to make that fight, and yet you still punish Rosicky. So they need to sort that out. They need to make that Badou Jack versus Ryan Rosicky fight immediately, so that then the division can free up and get some movement. Because Jai Opetaia needs a unification match now, for real. So, with that being said, January is shaping up to be really good. We have 2 other fights that we know of so far on the matchroom side of things. We have Dalton Smith and we have Diego Pacheco both fighting on January 25th. I have to look around Top Rank and I don't know, PBC not doing anything in January, but I have to look around Top Rank to see what they got going on. I look at what Queensberry got going on, but at the moment I know Matchroom released preliminary fights that are coming up first quarter, and in January those are the 3 fights so far. So we got Opetaia in January 8th, we got Dalton Smith and Diego Pacheco on January 25th. So January is shaping up to be good. This is very, obviously in December there's always those 2 weeks of slow boxing news. So hopefully, we get something soon. All right, peace.